right, so I'm hoping the wind doesn't destroy this too much, but as you can see, we're at the beach, trying not to get too much wind noise, but she's gone. She's leaving me. She's going to the United States. I am so sad, but I did want to talk about some of the upgrades that I've done. So I've had this van since 2019. I've spent a total of about $2,100 in maintenance and accessories since I bought the van. Obviously, the first thing you'll notice is the brush guard with the halogen lights there. They're Bosch lights, and I actually have the covers for them, and I'll show them in a picture right here. But I took them off because they're being shipped. The van's being shipped. I don't want them to fall off or anything, or somebody to take them. As you can see, I put the old hubcaps on. I have new ones that are factory, and I took them off and I put the old ones on just for shipping. So in case, again, somebody decides to get a little handsy and decides to take the hubcaps, that way I do not lose them. It was repainted and resprayed. I did do the rear stabilizers. I did all new tires around, and I did the front end, just straightened it out, made sure that everything was running great. Recently, within the past 10 days, I had to do the clutch on the AC compressor, and also I put in a new alternator. Hello. He's got this. All right, so let me just open this here so you guys can see. A little more light in here. So as you can see, I've cleaned it all out. All the curtains are operational. All the lights work, although I'm going to turn them off so the battery doesn't drain when the doors are open. I vacuumed it, I cleaned it. It's totally clean. Unfortunately, I do have a McDonald's bag in front, sorry. But as you can see, it's totally clean. Everything is. There's not anything here. There's not anything in there, is there? I didn't check it. Oh yeah, there's nothing in there. Okay, good. Amazing. I really am enjoying this van. I can't wait. It's headed to San Diego. So it will live in another warm climate, no rust. So I'm pretty excited about that. As you can see from the top, it's just a pretty awesome van. But I wanted to do this. This is the night before I say goodbye to her. She's just an amazing van. And I can't wait to drive around in the States. And I can't wait to just show everybody how goofy the things are and how reliable this van has been. All right, so let's... So welcome to the channel. Today's an interesting day because today's actually the next morning from what you just saw, and I'm taking my van, Fantasy, to get shipped to the United States. I forgot my GoPro. Hopefully my wife will bring my GoPro. She's got to meet me at the place, but right now I'm just trying to burn some fuel, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so as you can see here, let me see, can I zoom in on that? Yep, there we go. So I need to have a quarter tank or less. And right now my fuel gauge is just a little bit above. So I'm gonna have to run the AC and see what I can do. And the traffic is helping, so that's always good. And hopefully we can burn that fuel before we get to the place we need to get to, which is actually about a half hour from here. So I've got a good opportunity to jump on maybe the expressway and just burn a little bit of fuel off so that I am there. As you can see, the van is good to go. I've got everything clean. You're not allowed to have anything in it. And boy, am I gonna miss Fantasy for a little bit. Really gonna miss it. I'll tell you more about that. Yeah, so that's actually the accessory that I installed. It's factory on some of these vans, and it was the light bar in front, and those control the lights with the OEM master switch there. So, all right, as we get closer, I'll talk more about what we're gonna do. But so basically what I'm doing today is I'm taking it to the location where you have to do a lot of different steps in order to get your van shipped. And we're doing it through the military, so the military is actually gonna ship this for me. Yeah, 3 months out before we have to leave island. So it's gonna hopefully get to San Diego by the time we get to San Diego. And then it's another process starts altogether. So what I have to do today is, I'm gonna drive here. I actually have to go to the location and drop off the van, and they're gonna give me some paperwork. And then I've gotta go and deregister it from Okinawa. So I'll deregister the van from Okinawa. and then I'll take that paperwork and go to a Japanese facility where they will give me an export certificate. And then I take all that paperwork back to where I dropped the van off originally. They do the inspection and they look for a couple of things. They make sure that your van has at least 6 inches of ground clearance. They make sure that you have no roof racks or accessories or anything on the exterior of the van that did not come stock or that's not bolted on permanently. So like racks and stuff, you'd have to take them off if I got them, which is why I don't have any racks on my van. Also on the inside, you have to have it vacuumed. You have to have it clean, free of any dirt. You can't, a few of my friends online on the Haiēsu forum said, oh, you should pack it full of parts and then bring it to the United States and sell those parts. I'm like, well, unfortunately, you can't put anything in these vans. The rules are different. I know that sometimes when you import a van from Japan through a broker, sometimes they'll throw like extra tires in the back or something, but I believe with the military, you're not allowed to do that. Now, this van is 25 years older, or older. I think this is the 96. I'm not good at math. We'll figure that out on the screen. So it doesn't apply, no emissions, no rules. I can have right-hand drive. It doesn't matter. As long as it's 25 years or older, you can import it into the United States. Okay, so I'm at the logistics group, and this is where she will live, at least for the next day or so. And then eventually what happens is, this afternoon, around 2 o'clock, they'll bring it to the inspection lot right there. And then once it's inspected, they'll put it in a container and ship it to San Diego. It'll leave the Naha port here in Okinawa, and then it will go to, it'll go to, I believe, probably mainland, stay on the boat, and then head to San Diego from there, or LA, or somehow it's gonna get to San Diego. I don't know how, but I put an air tag in it so we can monitor its progress. I'm pretty psyched about that. But what they're looking for is, and let me show you what they've done already, because it's open. Okay, so they've taken apart a lot of the things, like the ashtrays and stuff. You had to get rid of the, let me put this here for a second. You had to get rid of the flare, the road flare, because that could ignite. So they got rid of that. Everything here is gonna go. That's all my junk right there. And just so you guys know, I have the air tag right there, right under there. He said it's cool to leave it there, and that's it. All right, so here's Vanessy, ready to go. They're gonna check her out in a little bit. I think the guy said maybe like in 15 minutes they're gonna do the inspection and make sure that everything's good for this old girl to get sent to the States. Look at that, woo! You know, I've never really seen my van driven around by somebody else, so it's always a thrill when I see like my van. Look at that thing. It's so cool. Brake lights work? Yeah, they all do. Look at that. Look at that. And I put on the bad hubcaps, because I have new factory OEM ones that are great. And yeah. And there's a cool Supra. That's going to the States too. We've got the MR2 going to the States. And I think this is a GTR. Yep, GTR going to the States. Look at that thing. It's nice. So now he's gonna check everything. He's gonna start looking at like dings, and he's gonna take out a clipboard and start noticing things. He's probably gonna notice a lot. I'm just gonna sit here and watch. And see, now he's gonna put that underneath and make sure nothing's leaking. That's to catch the leaks, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just like one drop. You're not really worried. Maybe it's just, you know, from leftover from before, but
nah,
some people.
Really? No, mine ain't, it's not gonna leak. That thing's awesome. But I bet you hear that all the time, like, oh, it ain't gonna leak, and then like they leave like a trail of oil all the way up there. That's crazy.
Customers where after we drove it in during the inspection, no leaks. Then when we drive it in, next day they call me. They're like, hey, it's leaking, because they put cardboard under.
Oh, yeah.
It was just flooded, you know.
Oh. I didn't want to think about that. Ooh, this is one rusty piece. Nice rims though. Ooh, a lot of rust on that one. Good God. Still a nice car though.
And I really like, I don't know why, I like yellow cars. Let's take a look and see. This one's really beautiful, the MR2 Sad Girls Club Dreaming Nightmares. That's hilarious. That's funny. And well, let's go to Orlando in Florida. Somebody in Orlando's gonna have a nice car. That's beautiful. Nice yellow color. And then the GTR, man. These things have, like, since we've been in Okinawa, these things have just gone nuts with their pricing. And it looks like the interior is done really well. Look at that. This one headed St. Louis. All right, St. Louis. Watch out now. Carbon fiber hood and everything. It's ready to roll. Wow, just a really cool car. What if I hung around here? How many cool cars would I see that they pack out every day? Probably a bunch. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Let me go close on this. And you can see sun visors, headliner. He marks everything down and then writes on the paperwork. And so all I needed to do were initial what's in yellow, and then we're good to go. Right now we're going back upstairs, and we're gonna bring this paperwork to the lady on the second floor, sign it all off, and we're done. Fantasy's gone. On our way to San Diego. All right. All right, out to the Winnie. So that's what I'll be driving from now on, peoples. I'll be driving the minivan. Dan, the minivan. It's got some racks on it. That's what I'll be driving. Instead of Fantasy, I'll be doing the dad thing. All right, got paperwork for you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, make sure you park her next to a Ferrari or something. It helps with the confidence. It'll help her build her confidence up. You know what I mean?
This right here. This has all your ashtrays and the cigarette sockets, okay?
Oh, okay. I was wondering what that was.
Right here. Yeah, I have it down right here.
Cool. Just a signature?
Yes, sir. And one more.
One more.
And this will go inside the trunk, okay?
Yeah. Oh, my baby.
So hopefully in a few years you'll be back, right?
Man, I'm hoping it's sooner than that. So Fantasy is almost gone, but we'll pick her up in San Diego. Thanks for joining me on the channel. It's a short one, but a good one. Talk to you soon.